Okay, quick update on my brother's 68 Ford LTD with the 390 in it. Our cylinder heads are probably not going to work for it. I was not aware of what camshaft he had bought for it, but here's the cam card, and it's got a 572 lift. And from all the research I can do online with a stock GT head, allegedly, it will not allow for a 572-inch lift. So we found a set on eBay. Well, no, actually not eBay. It was on Facebook Marketplace up by the Twin Cities. So we're going to cruise up there on Saturday and go pick them up. They've been machined. They've got hardened seats, modern valves, and they've been machined for 600 lift. So they have the proper springs in it right away. And we did get a hold of our machine shop, and we were quoted $800 for labor without any parts or anything else that might pop up along the way to do 2 cylinder heads. So we were looking at about $1,300 probably out the door, which isn't horrible, but anything for the Ford FE for $1,300, we could pretty much buy aluminum heads for it. So it's really hard to justify. But he found these machined GT heads for $600, but the guy has 2 listings. One's for $550, the other one's for $600. So we're going to go negotiate with those and see where we end up with it. But that's the quickest route. So hopefully we can get a full video back up about putting the motor together the rest of the way. And we got some stuff for the Volkswagen Rabbit came in. We've got King triple bearings for it. We got our ARP head studs. We have our new Molly pistons for it. They are cut 1.6 millimeters, I want to say. So we're going to drop the compression a little bit, but I ain't going to open them up quite yet. I'll do that when we do the actual Rabbit video. But all that's kind of on coming. We just got to try and get a couple other things done first. But hopefully with the Galaxy, it's an absolute mess in here. This is all the stuff from the Fox body yet when we blew his 302 up. But hopefully we can run the factory rockers without having to change that up. But if we need to, we will. We're going to test out this new Summit carburetor. It's kind of a Holley knockoff, but it doesn't necessarily look like your standard 4150 from Holley. So we'll see how that ends up going. But we do have the Edelbrock Performer intake for it. So that should be pretty decent for it. This just came in the mail yesterday. Nice 3-core aluminum radiator for it. But yeah, we are in the process of cleaning up in here. So it is an absolute disaster. Everything takes time, apparently. Just some random scrap metal. And then we got our small block that's supposed to go back into our yellow 64 Impala. It's a 4-door hardtop with a 4-speed, bench seats. That's actually quite fun to go rip on. But after all this stuff, I'm hoping I can find time to get back on my wife's little Volkswagen Fastback. It's a Type 3. A lot of crap sitting around it, but motor's in the back of it. I did a whole tube chassis underneath it. Big cage, all gusseted in. Our seats got factory deleted into something that's actually pretty cool. It sits really nice. It's not bad. We threw out the little 4-banger that used to be in it, and we put in a 2.2 Ecotech. Ended up with a Honda Civic intake manifold that I chopped and made my own plenum end for it and had that welded on. We're going to run 8 injectors with a pretty decent sized on-3 turbo. Nice ram horn, exhaust manifold, decent wastegate. But I think we'll probably have to double it up or make a bigger one for it. But we are going to run a radiator up front for it. We got both of our coolant provisions. I made a nice engine cradle for it. Comes around the back, bolts into the factory spots. And then on the Ecotech, they're designed for kind of SUVs and cars. So they've got 2 motor mounts on each side in the exact same spot. So we were able to keep it symmetric. And then it is bolted up to the factory 4-speed that we're converting over to be a hydraulic throwout bearing in it. I've got an aluminum adapter plate with a stage 5 clutch and pressure plate. Good for 550 or 600 foot-pounds. Really nice cage. It's really decent. I've got it tied into with a square tube that goes through the back into the wheel tubs, which is tied back down into the frame. The back bars go into the wheel tubs. And then I've got it all gusseted through with 2x4s on the sides, standing vertical. And then I did some crossbars with, I believe, 1/8-inch flooring in it. So we got rid of all the flimsy flex that this thing had. And now it's a pretty stiff little hot rod. We got good hoop clearance in it. Now, I know they say you're not supposed to put an upwards kink in your hoop, but honestly, I'm not entirely sure why you can't do that, because in my opinion, anything pushing upwards on your hoop is going to create a stronger point, less likely to crush down. But we're not really going for anything that's NHRA approved or any of that stuff. We just want something that when we wreck it at high rates of speed on a public street or closed street, we don't die, or maybe die a little harder, I guess. But I should have filmed doing the cage and all of my dimple dies and tying everything in and redoing the floor in it. And I got some random wheels on it for right now, but we're going to probably put a nice set of American racing wheels on it. I did cut and stretch out the body on it, so it's a little wider than what OEM is. Gave it a little bit of a tuck up in the front wheel well in the fender. I got to finish some of that up. But I do got the glass for it. In between getting the LTD done, the 66 Impala done, and the Econoline 4x4 swap, that's kind of the project. And then the Volkswagen Rabbit, we're going to rebuild the diesel in it, since my wife kind of killed it, or communitively killed it. But that's kind of a little bit of an update on a couple of the junkers, and then hopefully we'll have the shop completely cleaned out. We were using it as an active body shop, and then we kind of quit doing that, so it kind of became the catch-all tray for everything. And then we got a man lift we need to get done and get out of here. It's got some relay that keeps tripping. So if anyone knows anything about that, that'd be kind of cool to chime in on. But hopefully by Sunday, we can get a video up of this, getting the heads put back on it, the intake put back on it, throw his new water pump on it. We ended up going with a high flow aluminum one, toss in the new rad, throw his headers on, and try and get it started up. I don't know if that'll all be in one video, but we'll give it a whirl. But this is kind of a little bit of an update on it. And if there's anybody that's interested in Volkswagens that kind of got a little molested and turned into something they should have never been, hit me up. We'll probably make some videos on this, getting it all finished up and driving. I do have a micro squirt. That's how I plan on controlling everything. The coil packs are just some random ones that I found at like a Goodwill, basically, wrapped up in a bag. Paid $3 for them, so we'll see if we can get them to drive. And we'll just run it as a batch fire more than likely instead of sequential. Put it up on a nice 2-step. And then as far as the exhaust goes, I plan on just doing a nice bend out, come down, put a teardrop on it, and have it exit the trunk lid right here with a nice 3 or 4 inch teardrop. And then I plan on doing some nice active aero stuff on it and kind of getting it to something interesting. But that's kind of just a little update. And if any of you guys are following that are interested in it, we'll start doing some other stuff with it. Have a good one. Thank you.
Steel-toed boots on concrete floors. All on hands, hear the diesel roar. dreams, black smoke skies. If it breaks, we build it twice.